Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name's Katie if you're new here, and I am a freelance editor and an indie author. I have 4 books out right now. Book number 5 is coming out August 24th. It's called The Marionettes. It's got witches, vampires, slow burn romance, a lot of twists and turns, and I'm very much looking forward to it coming out. Welcome back to a new vlog. Today's Thursday, and this is basically going to be a night writing vlog, even though it's 1 in the afternoon right now. But I'm glad you guys seem to enjoy these nighttime writing vlogs because I'm really enjoying making them. They're kind of fun, and I'm gonna need a lot of nighttime writing sessions to survive what I have done to myself. I have somehow found myself in the middle of writing 6 books. I'm kind of notorious for jumping between a lot of different projects, but usually not that many. I don't know how I ended up here. I don't know why, but I'm like enjoying all of them so much that I don't want to stop working on any of them, so we're gonna keep torturing myself. So I don't know if I want to reveal the title of the one that we're going to be writing tonight or tell you very much about it, or if I want to be secretive about it. Actually, that's so funny. When I was writing, okay, this is gonna be so spoilery, so I guess I am telling you, whatever. Oh, I should stop wearing these because they always reflect the light. So when I was writing Joe's book back in July, I didn't tell anyone what I was writing because I was like, I don't know if I'm ever gonna finish this. I don't know if I'm ever gonna publish this, so I don't like want to give people the expectation that another book is coming if it's just for me. So I was literally about to say, I don't want to tell you anything about this book because I'm just writing it for fun and I don't know if I'm gonna finish it or publish it, and then I realized it's exactly what I did last time too. So it was completely out of the blue. Like, I was not expecting to write this book. I was actually pretty adamant that I wasn't going to write it. And then the other day, the way that this book came about is so funny. I'm getting really disjointed. Okay, this is gonna be a writing vlog. We're gonna chill, we're gonna chat. It's gonna be really disorganized like this. The projects I'm working on right now, we've got The Marionettes. That's coming out next month. It's currently with my proofreader. I should have it back from her by Monday. Today's Thursday. So then that's gonna go to ARCs and everything, and I'm pretty much done with it, other than like maybe tweaking some formatting stuff and getting everything ready for release. The actual writing of that project, I think, is pretty much done, which is fantastic. So that's one project. We're wrapping it up. Project number 2, I'm still working on book 2 for the Marionette series. It's called Wicked Souls. The end of it is with my beta reader right now, so I'm just waiting for her like overall feedback on the book now that she's read the whole thing. So once I get that back from her, I'm anticipating I will probably jump back into revising that book. But right now I'm giving myself a break while I wait for her feedback. That's project number 2. We're still working on poetry collection number 3. That's kind of like an on and off thing whenever I'm feeling particularly inspired to write some poetry. Number 4 is the standalone that we were working on in the first nighttime writing vlog, which is like a romantic suspense kind of deal, and like I said, it's a standalone. Number 5, I'm outlining book 3 for the Marionettes, so I am going to start writing that rough draft relatively soon here, but we're still in the outlining phases of that project. And then project number 6 is the one that I started writing like 2 days ago that I wasn't anticipating. But now that I've started writing, it's become like my new favorite, the shining object syndrome or whatever, but I can't stop working on it, even though it does not fit into my timeline and my publishing schedule, and I have projects that are a lot more important and like time sensitive that I need to focus on. My brain is like, no, we want to write this one right now. So that's the one that we're going to be writing tonight. Maybe I'll be able to pull myself away from it once I get my beta reader's feedback back for Wicked Souls. If you couldn't tell from the previous explanation about Joe's book, it's another book in the Pact series following Gracie. Wasn't sure I was going to write the book. We're writing the book. Who knows if I'll finish it, who knows if I'll publish it, but that's what I've been writing, and it's been so much fun. Like, more fun than I've had writing in a while. We're still very early stages. I'm literally just wrapping up chapter 2, but I have outlines the whole thing now, and I know exactly where the story's gonna go. I didn't even sit down with the intent to outline. I was literally laying in bed trying to sleep and I just kept getting ideas of like all of these major beats in the story, and I ended up just like getting up and writing everything down. So I have the whole book planned out now. That's what I'm currently writing. The way that this came about is so bizarre. So like, I knew I wanted to write a book about Gracie if I were to continue this series. If you haven't read my books, Gracie is a character who's introduced in the anti-relationship year. And the Pact series, they're connected standalone, so they each follow a different character, so you don't have to read them in order. But yeah, Gracie is a character who's introduced in Terry, and she's a freshman in college in Joe's book, and so this book is following her after she's graduated college. And the way that this idea came about, because like I said, I was interested in her character and I wanted to explore her some more, but I didn't have any kind of plot or story in mind. And then this man appears on my For You page on TikTok. I don't want to like tell you what his TikTok is or anything because it's not even a big account. but I was just like, and it's not even because he's like attractive, I was just like intrigued by him. He does tattoos and he just like draws something and then puts it on his body and then like impulsively tattoos himself, and he's just like constantly just coming up with these random things and being like, oh, this looks kind of cool, and then like tattooing himself. And I was like, what a strange hobby, but also what a potentially interesting character. So coming out of this random man's TikTok, suddenly I have an idea for a character that I want to write, and I was like, how could we make this into a story? And it has spiraled out of control into Gracie's book. So Katie, where do you get your ideas from? Men on TikTok, apparently. I'm gonna cover this because I don't want you to see the title just yet. Any guesses down below? So the first book in the series is the Anti-Virginity Pact. The second one is the Anti-Relationship Year. What do you think the third title is going to be? Or better yet, give me suggestions for the third title, because I'm not totally sold on this and I might change it. But I've basically set up this tracking thing in my journal the same way I did when I was writing Wicked Souls. So far I've written out the dates for a month from yesterday, because yesterday was like really when I started focusing on it. And I'm not going to give myself like a firm deadline when I want this book done by, but I just kind of want to keep consistently writing it and see what we can come up with. So yeah, that's what we're writing tonight. It's been so fun. I'm literally sitting here writing it like grinning to myself. I'm so excited to write the rest of this book. I think it's just kind of a nice change coming out of the Marionettes, which are really fun books to write, but they're paranormal fantasy. There's all of this magic and vampires and blood and death and bodies piling up, and they're very like intense, brutal, dark books. And then to come into Gracie's like new adult romance, it's just kind of fun to completely switch gears like that. So yeah, I don't know how much I want to tell you about the book. We're in chapter 2. I wrote the first scene of chapter 2. We're gonna move on to the second scene and just keep going. I don't have like a super strict outline. I basically just did a huge brain dump of like scene ideas, and then I figured out like a couple of the major beats, like the third act breakup, the romantic gesture, like major beats in romance books. And weirdly enough, I started out by writing the blurb. So I have like a loose version of the blurb of the book, and that's kind of where I started off from. So yeah, we're gonna work on Gracie's book tonight. Our current word count is 2,653 words. This is not what I expected to do with this month. I can't afford to be doing this with a book release coming out next month, but it's what we're doing now apparently. It's 1:30 in the afternoon, so I've spent all morning on editing clients. I'm almost done. I just have a few more pages of a copy edit I want to get done today. So once we're done with that, we'll switch gears and we're gonna work on writing for the rest of tonight. Figured I'd track some kind of like writing sprints, even though some of them are just like writing sessions, and we'll just keep track, see how the rest of the night goes. So far we've written about 300 words. Okay, it's now about 5:30. We are, oh, when did we start at today? We're still in chapter 2. I'm probably gonna end up having to break up this chapter because it's getting long. So we've added about 1,100 words so far today, and we're still moving along. I got a little distracted and took a little bit of a break in there. I finished my editing client stuff, and then I started a Pinterest board for this book, so I started like adding stuff and whatnot. I've also been working on the Spotify playlist and putting that together. And I'm also just kind of moving slowly. I don't know why this is always an issue for me with like character dynamics and character arcs. If I outline, I don't have this issue if I don't outline, because when I outline like scenes towards the end of the book, characters like act towards each other at the end of their arcs. When I'm writing the beginning, writing that different dynamic is challenging for me, and I have to like remind myself not to have them act the way they would act at the end of the book, if that makes sense. All of this is to say Gracie and her love interest like don't get along at first, and I'm like having to remind myself of that, and it's harder for me to write that kind of thing. I'm finding like the whole like enemies to lovers like disliking each other is harder for me to write than like friends to lovers, like with Joe and Miller. So I've been kind of slow going because I have a scene with her and the dude in it right now, and like I'm overthinking every interaction they have, every conversation they have. Despite my efforts, I'm sure I will have to come back and revise this as well. So yeah, I don't even have like a target word count I'm hoping to reach. We've written over 1,000 words today, and that's usually like my minimum. As long as I can write at least 1,000 words in a day, I'm happy. Small goal for the night, I really just want to finish this scene that I'm in, even though it's going on forever. Yeah, we're definitely gonna hit 4,000 words tonight, like total in the manuscript. So I feel like stretch goal, if we hit 5,000 words, that's just like a satisfying number, but we'll see. That means we would have to start chapter 3. And as of right now, I haven't really decided what's gonna happen in chapter 3, because like I said, I haven't outlined at the beginning, really. so we'll see. Chapter 2 is done. I'm not totally happy with it, but it'll be good enough for now. So we're gonna take a break and maybe we'll come back and start chapter 3. But I do need to think about it some more before I jump into it. But that makes this our total for today, which if that's all we get done, I'm super happy with that. It's 7:30 and we are officially switching gears because my beta reader just emailed me with the end of the Wicked Soul stuff. So obviously I want to look over her notes, and that's going to be my focus for the rest of the night because I'm impatient and I can't wait to see all of her stuff. So the final word count that I showed you earlier, that's our final word count for the day. We're somewhere around like 4,300 words or something in the manuscript right now, so I'm happy with that. I'm gonna sit here and read through all of her feedback. No. Pretty Caroline, oh, 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 oh,